What is up, you sexy people? This is actually not going to be a very good video. This is going to be a lesson for everyone, hopefully. I've learned from this. It's been rather costly. And hopefully I can help you all learn from this also. Tuck, what do you think? It's going to be a rough one. I've lost quite a few spiders due to something out of my control, and maybe I should have noticed it sooner. But let's get into this. So around, I got spider mail by the way. Shout out to Spar Spiders, thank you very much. So around, I think it was a week ago now, I noticed there was a lot of ants in my spider room. And they were not, I'm fairly familiar with most native species of ants in this country, and this was not something I was familiar with. And the thing that really surprised me with these ants is they were going inside my live food boxes, the standard live food boxes that you have, and they were attacking and eating large mealworms, or trying at least. And they were really attacking them, which is very uncommon for any ants of this country. So that is the shelf they were attacking stuff on. On top of this shelf, I had a large sling rack, which is now up here, this one. I didn't think anything of it, stupidly. And basically, cut a long story short, around 2 weeks prior, I got 10 Tapanochius rasti slings, and they were in that sling rack. And about a week after I got them, my girlfriend said, "Well, I don't see any in there. So I keep watering them, but I don't see them." I said, "Oh yeah, they're small, don't worry." And a week after that, which is yesterday night, I was like, "Okay, let me check them and feed them this time." There was nothing in there. There was nothing in any of the pots. I was so sort of baffled that I even messaged who I got them off and was like, "There's definitely not a mistake here, was there?" And yeah, so I also checked the whole of that rack, and funnily enough, all the pots, all the sling pots with holes big enough for the ants to get in, there was no sling in there. So these ants are so they have gone and they have eaten around 17 of my slings. These are the ants in question. So obviously I have to be very careful with what I use in here. If you have ants in an invert room, you've got to be careful with your insecticide and whatnot. I wasn't going to post a video about this, but the person who I got the rasti slings off, I said, "Are you sure there was no mistake?" Because there was no body, no anything. So I just said, "Listen, there's no way you mixed up the pots or anything like that." But then when I went through the rack and I checked, all of the ones with the bigger holes, they were all gone. So yeah, so this is war now. They're an invasive species, so I have no sympathy for them. Even if they were native, I would be very annoyed. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best to get rid of them. I've got now these poison traps, so I can just hope that they take some of this back to their queen, and I'll kill them that way. If not, I'll have to take more drastic measures. I'm going to try and also begin sealing their holes as well. Now that I've seen them, some of them actively eating some of this poison, I'll start trying to seal their holes. I can see them all over the floor now. It's annoying. So yeah, I'll see what I can do. And hopefully I'll fix this issue real quick. But I wasn't going to post anything. But the person who I got the rasti slings off, I was talking to him. And he was telling me, he was like, well, it's very fascinating. And I was thinking, yeah, well, I didn't find it very fascinating at the time, but he's right. All these things we need to learn from as keepers. It's certainly not something I've come across in my 6-7 years. I have heard of ants eating slings before, but mostly in Asian countries, which is, I believe, where these originate. So it's a lot more of a problem out there because there's a lot more ants that will take down large prey. Here it's not really such an issue. We have ants that can do it, but they're very obvious, they're large, you know. They wouldn't be able to get into the holes like these did. So anyway, so hopefully we all learned something from this. I certainly did, and hopefully you guys will learn something from this. Do not take ants lightly, and I will continue my war and keep you updated. But yeah. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one, and hopefully it's a little bit more positive.